Will it
I don't
work?
know. Is this working now?
It says we're live. I don't know if I believe it. And now none of you guys are going to know we're
Nobody's
here.
Nobody's here.
Sorry. That's a new one for us. Boy, we just lost our whole feed.
Yeah. So I use Camo, the Camo app and Camo Studio to do our live stream. And it timed out and shut off the camera.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we can't use the same link. So thanks for those.
So we had to end the live stream. There was no way to change the camera mid live stream, so we had to end the live stream and start over. And now nobody's going to know about this.
Well, that's why we have the replay. And thanks for your patience, those of you who stuck with us. Never a dull moment.
I know, it's so frustrating.
I thought maybe we lost our internet, but we didn't. And I could see you guys chatting, but
yeah, this is a new one. Now we've been using the Camo Camera Studio app for like a couple of years now, and never has it timed out and just shut off in the middle of a live stream.
No, well, we won't make that mistake.
So now
again.
we're using our laptop webcam.
Yes,
and it stings too that there was no way to change the camera.
I know.
Through YouTube, I couldn't choose a different camera. Couldn't do anything. I couldn't edit anything.
No. So, well, like I said, never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
So welcome back.
All right. So we had, I guess we'll.
I don't even remember where we were.
I know. We had technical issues and we were ending the political discussion.
Oh, yes.
And somebody said that they were happy we're not a political channel. And I agree.
Yes. Life is too short to get caught up in negative stuff.
Yeah.
And drama. No drama. That was our drama for the day. Our technical issues. We're good. I think we've met our drama quota, JP.
I don't think so. There's always more. Every time we think it's over. Let's see what else. So the other thing on the ballot for Sunday was the drilling in the Yasuni National Park. And that also, the measure passed to stop the oil drilling. That's the only place in Ecuador. There's 2 no contact tribes that still live there. And the oil drilling was encroaching on their where they live, and they're no contact, meaning they live the way they have for thousands of years.
Yeah, I just find that fascinating.
Yeah, so they voted to stop that drilling. They also voted to stop the mining in the Choco Andino Reserve that's in northern Quito, and that was like for mining for minerals and stuff.
Yep. So we got a lot of people either planning on going to Cuenca or in Cuenca, and we love to hear that. Well, as you all know, we love Cuenca.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have a video coming up. Our next one, we're working with the editor right now on that one.
Yes, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I think you guys are going to like it.
Yeah, it's a good video.
Yes.
Well, at least I think it's
a feel good
video about Cuenca.
Yes.
And let's see, what else? The crime, obviously, that's what everybody wants us to talk about, and the political assassinations. We don't have a lot to say about that. We're not political analysts and we're not reporters. We don't have sources in the government to reference, and we are saddened by it. Obviously, it's really sad for the victims and their families.
Yeah, it is very sad, but it is not throughout the whole country. And that's why I'm glad to hear so many of you are still planning on coming to Ecuador. We're traveling around the country, especially we love going to the mountain towns. We haven't been to the coast in quite a while, but that's because we were there for 2 years. So we just haven't felt the need to go back yet. I haven't felt the urge to go to the beach, but there are certainly areas that we will avoid, like parts of Guayaquil and the port areas. So just, ports, yes.
Port areas.
Port areas. So keep that in mind when you are making your travel plans.
Yes, the coastal area, Guayaquil and Duran, Puerto Viejo, Manta, Esmeraldas are not very safe right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not all of Manta. It's just there's parts of Manta around the port and then kind of the inner city area that's not as safe. But like where the gringos live, we haven't heard anything out of that area about it being dangerous. But we spent 2 weeks in Cuenca, a week in Baños, where we live now. We walk around. People are out playing with their kids, walking their dogs, running their errands. It feels like life is normal where we go and where we live. We always say that. And it's like the international news media it's like Ecuador. It's like they're a dog with a bone with Ecuador, and they just won't let it go. And there's bad stuff going on. And like Panama has been having massive protests, and it's nowhere in my news feed. The AP Reuters, none of CNN. They're barely have even scratched the surface on all of the protests going on in Panama and Argentina. But if anything happens in Ecuador, even if nothing happens, I just saw another story about drug use in Ecuador. Well, that's everywhere. It's no different here, but that makes the root, I think it was on The Guardian. It was a whole story about drug use in Ecuador. Well, it's everywhere. The United States is driving the drug trade. If you want to talk about drug use, go downtown Denver and take a walk along the Platte River. Then that's where you'll see drug use. We don't see it that much here. It's in some areas. It's everywhere.
It is everywhere. And I saw somebody's comment that they read some of the people here feel afraid. Well, yeah, there's parts, especially those poor people who live in the Duran neighborhood. That neighborhood is in bad shape.
Yeah.
And it's so sad for those people. I feel terrible for them. And I really hope things get under control. But we need to stay positive.
Yeah. I know.
I don't want to go down the negative path.
I know. It is what it is. The crime is higher everywhere in the world right now. And political turmoil is everywhere. It's not just Ecuador. And I'm not exactly sure why everything that happens. I understand when you have political assassination, that's going to make international news. But drug use in Ecuador, why does that make international news? It shouldn't. And other things that have been in the international news cycle it's not, Ecuador for some reason is not treated the same as some of these other countries who have been dealing with these same issues for decades, like Mexico and Colombia. These things happen there too, but for some reason, when they do, they are not reported on with the same what's the word?
I don't know.
The same level of diligence that they do when it's about Ecuador for some reason. I'm not sure why that is.
But I think it's because it's new for Ecuador. Sadly, it is new. But
yeah, it's news because it's new.
Yes.
And it is scary. And the people here are scared because now veracity is not the word ferocity. What's ferocious? What's the word for ferocious that ends in ITY? Ferocity? Ferociousness. I forgot my mouth words today.
Your mouth words are not coming out.
Yeah. And the people are not used to this either, because Ecuador was like one of the safest countries in Latin America, like in the top 3 just a couple of years ago. And now it's toward the bottom, like the bottom 3. And unfortunately, a lot of that crime is in specific areas, like low income areas around the ports, where the drugs kind of come in the country and go out of the country is more dangerous. But where a lot of people live, it's pretty much the same as it was, especially in the mountain towns.
Yeah, the mountain towns definitely have not had to deal with nearly as much. So places, somebody asked what the safest areas are. We were just in Baños, and it felt just like it was when we moved here, very safe. Cuenca, Loja, those kind of neighborhoods, cities, towns are still safe. And we feel very comfortable traveling around.
Yeah, we walked around at night in Cuenca. We didn't feel unsafe or in danger. Well, everybody was out. It wasn't just us. It's not like we were walking around on empty streets. And everybody was out. They were all walking their dogs, riding their bikes, hanging out in the park, street side cafes. This was all after dark. Of course, we're home early.
Yeah.
We're at home by 9 p.m.
Yeah, you have to take the after dark with a grain of salt, because we are early. We are not night owls. So don't ask us what it's like out at 2 a.m. We will never know. I won't.
Yeah. Some people have more issues when they go out and drink. And, there's issues with being roofied here.
In Montanita.
When you go out and party, you could get roofied. That's common everywhere. It happens in the U.S. too. Amelia, you look amazing today, Amelia.
Thank you. Yes, thanks for the compliments on my hair. After 3 years of having the gray, I got tired of it. I like to mix it up a little bit. That was actually the longest I think it's been that color, or any color, since I was a kid, obviously.
Yep.
So a lot of you guys are still sweltering in the heat, and hopefully that stops soon. The weather here's been amazing. Although I know that Cuenca had some fog the other day, and they had to delay some flights due to fog, but It's certainly not in the hundreds. So we're so sorry to hear that for you guys. I can only imagine how horrible your electric bills must be. Oh,
Yeah. Somebody posted on a comment that said their monthly electric bill is $700 in the US. That's unbelievable. That's like a car payment.
Wow. $700. That is a car payment. Oh my gosh, that's horrifying.
Hey, Wendy and Ted, thank you guys so much.
Oh, thanks. And thanks for hanging in with us, all of you guys out there. I saw somebody's comment that we forgot to pay the internet bill. I have done that before by mistake. So that is a valid question.
And the electric bill. We forgot to pay the electric bill once.
I promise I'm a responsible adult, but we were traveling and I thought I paid the internet bill. But I went and we paid it immediately and it was on in like 30 minutes, but that was not the case this time.
Yeah, it's nice too if you're late, like with our cell phone, they'll just shut off your cell phone, but as soon as you pay it, it's back on immediately.
Yes.
So that's a nice thing about Ecuador. Happens very quickly.
It does indeed.
Yeah.
Julio said his electric bill in New York is $450. That's high. That's a hefty bill. And are we seeing much solar or wind generation in EC? No, I don't know about solar or wind so much. They use a lot of hydropower here.
They have wind in Loja.
Do they?
Remember the big windmills?
Yeah.
There are windmills, not a lot of windmills here, but it's mostly hydro and hydro and geothermal.
Yes, the geothermal.
I think the last time I looked, there was 88% of the electricity in Ecuador comes from renewable sources. And most of that is the dams, the hydroelectric dams that they've built.
Yes.
Somebody asked if we're going to leave Ecuador. We don't plan on leaving. Our plan is still to retire here at some point in time, but we are going to travel more. We've been saying this for a long time. And Daisy, our dog, she's geriatric. She's not doing very well. She fell down yesterday and couldn't get back up. I had to help her up, and
it was bad, you guys.
I think she's not going to be with us much longer, but we've been kind of just waiting for her to pass on, and then we're going to go travel a lot more and be more slow-matic. Ecuador will still be our home base, but we want to see the rest of the world, and we want to live in other places, and we want to be able to do better comparison videos, and it's been our plan all along once Daisy is gone. So we can't travel with her. She's too old. She just does not do well. She can't even walk. Our pet sitter only lives a couple of blocks from us. She can't walk that far. I have to carry her. So it's hard. It's really, really hard. It's the worst part of having a dog is that you outlive them.
Yes, it was sad. Yesterday was painful.
Yeah, it was bad. And she was just like laying all fours out and just like shaking. And she couldn't get up. And I picked her up and set her on her feet, and she was wobbly, and then she got better and walked off like nothing was wrong. But it was sobering. It was bad. I thought, oh my God, this is it. And then today she's kind of sad today, but she seems better. She's walking okay today.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so hard because she acts normal a lot of the time. And then she'll slip and fall down, and then she can't get back up. So I don't think she's going to be with us much longer.
No.
But she doesn't seem to be in pain. She's not crying or anything.
No.
Yeah, if nuclear war breaks out, you move to South Chile, Antarctica.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Nowhere safe. I saw models of that. Like if there's a nuclear holocaust, that we'll live about a year longer than everyone else down here in the South, but that's about it.
Happy thoughts.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
I guess that is a valid thing to think about.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just want to live our lives, like I said earlier, travel, but Ecuador is our home base. Somebody asked if we have any plans on visiting Peru. We don't have immediate plans, but that is on the list for sure. Yeah. I've always wanted to see Machu Picchu, but of course there's a lot more to Peru than just Machu Picchu. And we also got a question about our health insurance. So I saw that somewhere up here. I'm not exactly sure what the question was, but we have private health insurance, and it's we haven't had any issues with it. It's weird. You have to It is, I shouldn't say it's weird. It's just a little bit different. So we have to go ahead and get our appointment scheduled, and then we pay the copay, which is $15, and then we get reimbursed for everything else. So, and that usually takes a couple weeks, but the stuff's really inexpensive. So we both had to go get a couple moles removed, and then poor JP had to have a whole bunch of stuff lasered off of his frozen off of his person.
Yeah.
How much did that cost?
It was $200 for mine, but she cut off a piece on my back that was like the size of a nickel and like 3 nickels deep.
Yeah.
So it was a big growth thing that didn't look good, she thought, but it turned out to be benign. They sent it off for the labs. Both of our spots, Amelia had a spot removed from her chest and I had my back, and then she burned like 40 spots. It's common. Fair skin. I had freckles when I was a kid. They're all blended together now, but fair skin, I have to go periodically and get things burned, or they freeze them with the nitrogen spray. They freeze all these spots all over me.
Yeah, it was not fun for JP. I got a little mole taken off. Mine cost $43, I think. And then our biopsies cost $40 each. And then we'll get that reimbursed. So it was very affordable, and it happened very quickly. That's the nice thing, is that there aren't a lot of delays in waiting for healthcare here. So we're very pleased with our healthcare.
Yeah.
And again, we have private insurance.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to just get in like within the day or two. And when we went to get the checkup and she did the assessment, she asked if we wanted to come back like a couple days later to do the procedures to get the things cut off. And we were actually leaving for Cuenca. So we did it when we came back, but we could have had all of this done in the span of a few days.
Yeah. Very quick. Somebody asked, where is it? Have I seen the videos, or have we seen the videos about aliens in Peru? No, but I got to check that out. But that wasn't what I wanted to answer. I lost it. We do not speak Portuguese.
Are earthquakes an issue in Ecuador?
That was it. Yes.
There are earthquakes here.
There are earthquakes here. There was a really big earthquake in Manta. What was that? 2016?
2016.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, it did a lot of damage. It did damage. Well, it broke windows in the nice high-rise condos on the beach, but most of the damage was in the lower income areas where they build those cinder block homes with no reinforcement. So the newer buildings, the condo buildings, are all fine. They're built for earthquake standards. So they did have some broken windows on the lower floors, but for the most part, they didn't get a lot of damage. We get regular earthquakes here. It's just like any West Coast. It's the Ring of Fire. So pretty much from southern Chile all the way up to Alaska, back around down past Japan and New Zealand is all on the Ring of Fire, and there's earthquakes. I think I saw there are 3 billion people live in an earthquake zone. Wow. So, and the planet, so almost half the population lives in an earthquake zone. The other half lives in a hurricane zone. So you take your medicine.
So when we first moved to Manta, there had these earthquake swarms, they call them. And that was crazy because there were earthquakes like all the time. And that building was swaying. But
there were like
part of life.
What were there, like 600 earthquakes in 1 month?
I don't remember.
No, most of them weren't that big, but there were like 3 or 4 of them that were big enough to shake our 15th floor condo.
Wow. Boulder Geeks said they were in the 6.9. Wow. Ooh, that's a big earthquake. That's scary. The shaking is scary because you don't know when it's going to stop.
Yeah.
I almost said you get used to it. Well, I have not gotten used to it, but they really are not that intense. However, it's always a possibility. You got to have your go bag. Oh, and Susan, I saw that I think you were in Lookout Mountain. Gosh, got people from Colorado here. I haven't thought about Lookout Mountain in forever.
Where is that? Oh, where is that?
In Colorado.
Is that by Boulder? Where is that?
No.
I don't even know where that is.
We've been there. Well, never mind.
I don't remember where it is.
We've been gone too long.
I know. I remember the name, but I don't remember where. Somebody asked about working for a U.S.-based company in Ecuador. It's fine. Amelia does.
Yep. No problems.
When we first moved here and I did web design, I had like 20 clients, 15 or 20 clients, and they all lived across the U.S. from D.C. to Hawaii. I had clients in all of those places, and they didn't even know I lived in Ecuador. So it just depends. I mean, if you I don't know. You can choose to talk to your employer, or you can choose not to. If you work remotely 100% of the time and they don't know where you live and don't care, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your company policies. The nice thing is that it's only a 2-hour time difference here from, well, it's Eastern time. So I say 2 hours is thinking about Colorado.
We're in Central
But we're
right
in
now.
Central right now, so never mind.
And
I never know what time it is.
Well, and it's not going to change this year, right?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. Have you guys heard? Are they doing away with the time changes? Because that was all in the news last year, but I haven't heard a single thing. But that would be nice.
I don't think it falls back this year. So I think we'll be in Central going forward now.
Wow, Safeway is merging with King Soopers. That's a big deal.
Wow, that is big.
Wow, that's a big merger.
No, we do not have U.S. health insurance because she works part-time now, so she doesn't have health insurance. Plus, it didn't cover anything anyway.
Well, and also we don't go back enough. We just use we get travel insurance through our Conviamed, our private insurance company, and that's enough to go if we go back.
Yeah. It's up to $40,000 in healthcare, foreign healthcare, which should be enough to cover at least a broken toe in the United States. So we just try not to go back because we don't want to have to deal with the healthcare if something happens.
Yes, Boulder Geek, you're right. Susan does know her front range. Thanks, Susan.
Where did she say where the?
By Golden.
Oh, Golden. No, that was Green Mountain. Lookout Mountain. I know where that is.
I know. Well, it's hard. We're thinking Ecuador mountains, not Colorado mountains.
So gasoline in Ecuador, the regular unleaded is still $1.75. That's regulated. The other last I saw was like $4 or something.
Yeah.
The premium, the high octane.
That's gotten more expensive.
Yeah, but it's expensive everywhere.
That's true. I don't know. It's nice that we just don't, since we don't drive, we don't really pay attention to that stuff. You know, Fred says he hopes they do away with the time changes. So do I.
I think they did. I thought
somebody else said that they didn't pass it.
Really? Oh, well, that stinks.
I know. You wouldn't think it would be such a big deal, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Did we miss any other questions? Somebody asked if we're going to do more live streams. We had intended to do one a month, but for some reason we were traveling.
Yeah.
And we
kind of got out of the habit,
out of the habit.
So.
And then I was sick for 2 weeks and we didn't do much about watch television. And I wrote.
Yes.
I did a lot of writing. I'm enjoying the writing. In case you guys hadn't noticed, I've pumping out a lot of content. Thank you, Professional Nomad Podcast.
Yes, muchas gracias.
How can I schedule an interview with you? Well, send us a message. Our email address is on our About page on YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. We like doing the podcast interviews. They're fun. We've done several.
They are fun.
Yeah.
I completely lost my train of thought.
I'm glad we got our viewers back. Leave us a like, guys, if you're happy that we actually figured out how to get back online. I really didn't expect.
I figured nobody would be joining us and we'd just be talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Any more collabs for YouTube? Probably not. They're a lot of work, and the thing is, the people that we would collab with, our audience already knows about each other. So if we would collab with someone else that's, similar to us in size and content, both of our audiences already know about the other channels. So it's a lot of work without a lot of benefit for either channel.
Yeah.
So we don't do a lot of collabs mainly because of the workload.
So, so live streams. So yes, our plan is to do more live streams, but we don't have a regular schedule in place. We're trying to get out more, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But we'll try to stay a little bit more connected to you guys and not go for many months like we did this last time.
Yeah.
And because clearly, look what happened.
I know.
It all fell apart.
Yeah, I know. We got out of the habit. I don't know why our software stopped working, but it's always something.
It is.
Gremlins.
So Cuenca in March is a nice time. Just remember that you're going to be there around the holidays, and it can get pretty
Carnival.
Wild. Yeah, it can get a little bit wild and crazy, but some people absolutely love that. And it's only in certain areas. We always just kind of stayed in the outskirts over by El Berhel and Parque de la Madre. And then I think we only got a water balloon thrown at us once.
Yeah, and they missed.
They missed, yes.
But it would have hurt if it hit, because it hit the wall behind us. It went right between us and hit the wall. And man, it was quite forceful.
Yes, but if you like to be in the thick of all that, there's a really big party in Calderon, excuse me. And you can have the balloons and the foam and music and
wear your ski goggles to protect your eyes.
It's wild and crazy.
And leave your phone at home because the pickpockets love that.
Yes, definitely. Leave your phone at home.
All right. So the best time to do an exploratory trip this winter, I would say anywhere from October to March. Those are the best months to be here. Out from like April to mid-September is kind of a cloudy season. So you're not going to get as much sun and blue sky, and it will be cooler.
It's still nice though.
It's still nice.
It's not quite as crowded.
Yeah. I would say if you want to come over the winter, the holidays, like between Christmas and New Year's, is really fun in Cuenca because they have the Christmas Eve parade in Cuenca, which is really cool to see. And then they have the burning of the monigotes, the effigies, on New Year's Eve, which is New
Year's Eve.
It's so much fun.
So much fun.
In fact, we're thinking about going back for New Year's Eve this year just because it's so much fun.
It is. Yeah, we had a blast last time we did that.
Yeah. What are these things over here?
I don't know.
I see all this stuff like going up the side. How is that even possible? Is this a new feature since we haven't done one of these in so long? I don't even know what.
I don't know, but they're fun. I like it.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. Is that what this plus thing is?
I don't know.
I have no idea either.
No. We were going to do a poll, remember?
What's the poll? I didn't.
We were going to ask people.
It's too late now. We'll do it next time.
We'll do a poll next time. Stay tuned for that.
I wish somebody explained to me how this these little emojis are floating up the side. This is a new feature I've never seen before. And do you guys see them too, or is it just us?
If it's just us, they're really going to think we're crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me how much it cost to get my hair done, and it was $30.
Yeah.
Very affordable.
Yeah. James, we already talked about that. We're not going to rehash it. That was actually in our first live stream before the technical difficulty. So I'll publish both of these so you can watch both of them replays later. And I'll mark it version 1 and version 2.
There you go. Oh, good. Lillian said she sees them. Okay.
Who's doing that and how?
I don't know, but I like it.
I know I like them too. Yeah, no idea how that works because I don't see an option. Is that what this is? Add a reaction?
No, could be.
No, that's just post it. I have no idea. All right. Well, I'm going to.
Well, we'll join somebody else's live stream.
Yeah, we'll send some stuff.
We shouldn't try to do it during our own.
Yeah.
We've already had only one technical issue per live stream, JP.
Yeah. Abin and Chinu are doing well. They're back in Cuenca running their restaurant. We ate there way too many times on our recent visit, like every day, I think.
Yeah.
But I could eat Indian food every day.
I know it. We could breakfast, lunch, and dinner like we did in India. Yeah. We loved it. And oh my gosh, their daughter, she has grown so much and she is just, she's a character. She has so much personality. We had a lot of fun hanging out with them.
Yeah. Are things somewhat tense due to political issues? We talked about that in the first live stream, but I wouldn't say that.
No.
I mean, life goes on. People are definitely more cautious, I guess, and fearful because of what's going on. But we just, like today, we went for a long walk and went and bought our fresh organic produce. And we saw people were out walking, tons of people out walking their dogs, playing in the park with their kids. It feels like normal. It doesn't feel different.
No, it doesn't. I think it depends on the part of the country you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So Cuenca is 8,400 feet. So if you have respiratory issues, that might be too high of elevation for you. JP really struggled, and we were really happy because over the last year, that seems like it's finally gone away. His elevation issues, his altitude sickness problems, but
it's all gone. I didn't have it once in Cuenca. We hiked a 14er, our first 14er in Ecuador.
Yes.
While we were in Cuenca up in Cajas, and I didn't have a single issue. My legs were burning and it was hard to breathe, but I didn't have any elevation sickness the whole time we were in Cuenca. So I haven't had a bout of that in years now. When was the last time? That was probably before we left Cuenca. I felt it a little bit on our first trip to Cotacachi almost 2 years ago.
Well, and you felt it when we went to Teleferico and places, but that was really high.
And we went from sea level we went from sea level then the same day up to the top of Teleferico. I wouldn't recommend that. To go from 0 to 13,000 feet in the span of a few hours.
No. So lower elevation places in the mountains. Mindo is nice. That's at what, 3,400 feet?
4,000.
Yeah.
I think 4,000 feet. Baños is what, 6,500?
Baños and Loja are lower. Vilcabamba is around
5,200.
Yeah.
It's a mile high.
Yep. So those are all better options.
Oh, Jim, they're doing the Ecuador Expat Journeys Tour. We've heard great things about that.
Yeah.
Nothing but good stuff.
Yeah, people seem to love it.
Great way to make new friends too.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Loja is a good one. That's at 6,000 feet, I think, or 6,500.
6,500 in Loja, I think.
And it's so beautiful there. If you like mountains, we loved it. You're surrounded by beautiful mountains, and it's rainy, but it's not as chilly as Cuenca can be.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John. Thanks for joining us.
Amelia's new hairstyle. Thumbs up.
Oh, thank you. I do like it.
Yep, she finally had enough of it.
Yep, I get bored.
I like the gray, but it's her hair. She can do with it what she wants.
Yeah, who knows what color it'll be next year.
Pink, purple.
I don't know. Maybe.
White. I tried to convince her to go platinum blonde, but she wouldn't do
That's
it.
too much work. Even with the grades, I've got so much dark in the rest of my hair. It's just too much work. So the e-bikes, we're actually thinking about selling them because, gosh, you guys are reading our minds. We just talked about that this morning because they're just collecting dust. We haven't used them.
I know we walk.
Shame on us.
We walk everywhere, and plus that it's a little. We live in a city, so the drivers here are kind of crazy. I mean, they're crazy everywhere, but there's not a ton of bike lanes. People don't watch for bikes. We're a little nervous. We just prefer to walk so we can talk. It's like our walking business meetings. We talk about what videos we want to do and what blog posts we want to write and our travel plans. And we just talk about all kinds of stuff. And you can't really do that if you're riding on a bike.
But you do not need a driver's license.
Not for e-bikes.
Nope. No tags, no driver's license.
Not even for the electric scooters.
No, you do not.
They're not, you don't have to license them here. Yeah, JP's hairstyle.
Hey, I like it.
Your hands are cold.
Sorry.
I had a dream the other night that I had a full head of hair back and I was running my hands through it and it felt so real. And then I woke up and realized it was a dream. It's very disappointing.
So Kelly asked Canadians, how are they viewed? Just like everybody else.
Ecuador is very friendly to foreigners.
Yes.
They rely on tourism for a big part of their economy. And it's not overrun with foreign residents. So they're not bitter about that for the most part yet.
Hopefully.
And now it probably won't with the recent crime and all of the media coverage. A lot of people have canceled their move plan or travel plans. But yeah, Ecuador is very welcoming. We've always felt very welcome here. People are so friendly to us. We're friendly to them too. We smile and say hola, and we talk Spanish to them, and they appreciate that. Some people say that they come here and don't have the same experience, but who knows? I have a philosophy that if you're nice to people, they'll be nice to you.
Daniel said he's Canadian and they love them. Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah, we feel like that. I mean, we have a lot of Ecuadorian friends and they seem to like having us here.
Yes.
Thanks, Mark.
Gracias, Mark.
Dyslexic moment there. Just got back from Ecuador last night. It was an amazing 2 months and so wonderful to meet the two of you too. Muchísimas gracias.
Oh, we're so glad you had an awesome.
It was
awesome
nice
time.
to meet you too. We really enjoyed meeting you, and we had our meetup for our members on Patreon when we were in Cuenca. It was a fun group of people that we met.
It was.
Yeah, we really had a good time.
Yes. And somebody asked about Riobamba. We're going to try to hit Riobamba when we went to Baños, and we decided we just wanted to stay in Baños longer. So we'll get there at some point. It's on the list. I feel like I say that all the time. Sorry, guys. Our travel, we just aren't traveling as much because of Daisy.
Yeah, I'm afraid to leave her because I feel like she's could go at any point now, and we don't really want that to happen when she's at our pet sitters.
No.
That would be horrible to put them through that. And also, I want to be here for the end.
Yes.
She is my baby, and when it's time, I want to be here with her. So that's why we haven't been traveling as much and taking shorter trips because of her.
Yes.
Which
it's sad.
I know it's really sad.
I hate to even talk about it.
I know.
So yes, Cotacachi is very nice. We love it there. You're right.
What? Yeah, Cotacachi. I love Cotacachi. I was just reading the long comment there about the dollar. No, there's no talk about replacing the dollar. Some of the presidential candidates talked about it, but there's no feasible way to do it because they don't have anything to back up their own currency. And I don't know. I think that there's a lot of misinformation about the dollar out there personally, but we're not worried about it.
No.
Please give Daisy some pets for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. Appreciate that.
We will. Our baby.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk to our friends and see if there's a vet who will come here when it's time for Daisy to go.
Yes, we're in that stage now. We had a lot of things that we were talking about this morning. Sorry, you guys were kind of
that was a major discussion during our walk is what we're gonna do because I really think it could be at any time now. So today she seems better. Yesterday was a bad day, and today's a good day.
Yeah.
So when the bad days start outnumbering the good days, then yeah, it's hard. It is hard. Very, very difficult. I adopted her 12 years ago, and she was at least 2 or 3 when I adopted her. So she's
so sweet.
She's the sweetest dog. God, she is just so loving.
Yes, been very fortunate.
Yeah, she's a good dog.
She is.
Birds are amazing. Let's see.
Birds are amazing. And yes, she is our family. She's our baby.
Oh, look, somebody said we both look healthier. We've been getting that comment. Somebody asked if we're aging in reverse, like Benjamin Button.
Hopefully not that much. But thank you. I love hearing that.
I know. I don't know, years of healthy eating. The food here is just better. It's got to be more nutritious because it tastes like real food. And we're away from the stress of the U.S. It's just nice being here. We're more tranquilo, and we work on our own schedule. It's so nice.
That makes a huge difference to be in charge of our time and not have to deal with the commute. Boy, that's a game changer.
Yeah, it is. Not driving, I think I think that added a few years back to our lives, just not driving.
I don't miss driving at all. I'm fine never driving again. Yeah. Completely fine.
Yeah, I don't miss it either.
And you know what? The world's a better place without me behind the wheel. Let's just be honest.
It is.
I'm not the best driver in the world.
Yeah, I think after we moved abroad, I think the accident rate in the U.S. dropped significantly.
Oh, shut up. It was mostly just like bumping curbs and stuff.
Except for that time.
It's a family trait. It's not just me.
Yeah. I know I accidentally bumped the curb. I was driving her mom's car and I bumped the curb and I was all upset about it. And I was looking at like, oh God, it scratched her rim. And then I went and Amelia's like, well, this one's scratched too. And I didn't scratch that one. And I looked, all 4 rims the other 3 were worse than the one that I nicked on the curb. And so I'm like, oh, well, she won't even notice. No. All of the rims were just chewed up all the way around, except for the one that I hit. It was like untouched until I hit it. I miss the old Salinas Airbnb YouTube videos.
Wow, those are old.
I know.
We had fun doing those.
Yeah.
We haven't been back to Salinas. It's been what, 2.5 years?
No, it'll be 2 years in December.
Okay. Tells you what I know. I lose track of time.
Yeah. Are we considering residency visas in other countries? Yes. That's always been our plan.
Yes.
We have 2 now. We want 3. So we have the US, obviously, and we have Ecuador, and we're permanent residents here. We only have to be in country once every 2 years to maintain our permanent residency indefinitely. So that gives us a lot of flexibility to get another residency, although we do not know where that is now.
No, but we are working on a video where we're going to share our
Plan B
countries that we're considering with you. And we're just going to share our research. We're doing different research because, as we mentioned, we're not doing a lot of traveling. And then next year we'll kind of take the show on the road.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure that we want to get another one in this hemisphere because we have North America and South America, and it would be nice to have one on the other side somewhere. Yes. But we don't know where that is yet. It may be Europe or Southeast Asia, or maybe even Africa.
Yeah,
Amelia's not as keen on that, but I'm thinking I wouldn't mind Africa.
I would love to visit. I just haven't looked into any of the.
A couple of those countries speak English, you know. That would be nice to not have to learn a third language.
Yes.
At our age, especially with all the work and English that we type and write and speak all the time, it would be really hard to learn a third language.
Well, that is the appeal of Spain, right?
Yeah.
Because we could speak Spanish, although their Spanish is different, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we could make it work. Now we're getting lots of ideas. Thanks. We love hearing what you guys are considering too, because it helps, make us do a little bit more research on our end. So
yeah.
Thailand, yes, Kenya, Nigeria, and Liberia, South Africa. I know there's a whole world out there.
I know it's so much we want to explore.
Yes.
It's always been our plan, but the goal when we moved to Ecuador was to get our finances in order, and we wanted to get all of our debt paid off, which we've done, and start saving for retirement, which we're doing finally. Better late than never.
Yes.
But now and then once Daisy's gone, that's when we're going to start traveling a lot more.
So Johnny Kuhn asked, what are our favorite dishes at Paradise? Oh, one of my favorite topics, eating at Paradise. Mine is aloo palak.
Mine's chana masala.
But I have like 5.
Chinu loves to make my chana masala so that I sweat. She considers it a successful meal if I start sweating.
Yeah, somebody else just was talking about Serbia, Bulgaria. When we did that retirement visa video, it was really interesting because I didn't know anything about Bulgaria. So it was kind of neat to learn about that. Albania's has a year visa too, a year tourist visa. I mean, boy, they really make it easy to come and get the lay of the land there, which is nice.
Malaysia is definitely near the top of our Southeast Asia list. I'm anxious to go to Asia. I want to see Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. All of those. And of course, the Philippines would be neat to see too. We get a lot of people asking us about the Philippines.
Do. So name of our health insurance is Confiamed. Here, JP, type that in. Porfa.
Where do I?
Bulgaria, yes. Thailand, I know we've heard Thailand is amazing. There's so many countries. Portugal, for sure, we've been wanting to visit there too.
How do I get rid of this window now?
I don't know, JP.
I know, it's irritating. I'm not exactly sure how I even got this.
Did you actually type it in?
Yeah. Right.
I see it. Okay.
Confiamed.
All right.
There's a lot of different health insurance options. We recommend talking to an insurance broker, and based on what your specific needs are, they have a lot more options now than they had when we signed up for that. But we may actually look at getting a different plan now. But it covers my pre-existing condition since we've been with them for over 2 years. But it doesn't cover it completely. It's only like $7,500 for a procedure that it will cover. So I'm not even sure if we could do a cheaper option. There's a lot of different options now, and you can combine insurance. Like you can get one that's high deductible and then get another one that's a low deductible that's like gap insurance. And they didn't have any of that when we signed up years ago.
Yes, agreed. So, I know several of you have said that it's really hot in Southeast Asia. That is one of the things I'm a bit concerned about because
she's always hot. I'm always hot too.
Yeah, so I don't know if I could handle it if it's like, an oven.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to be in air conditioning all the time.
Yeah,
I like to be outside.
We're really spoiled here in Ecuador because we don't have a heater or an air conditioner, and we don't need it. It's in the mountains. It's the same temperature year round. It's cool at night and nice during the day, and you don't even need it. Yeah. So nice.
Turkey would be.
I know.
I know. I could just ramble, basically say every country because every country has something to offer. Like Drew Binsky, he's been to all those countries. I just think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't see us going to all the countries, but
Da Nang, Vietnam, I'd be cool to see that. Yeah. Singapore is super expensive. I think they just made it the most expensive city in the world. You pass New York City as the most expensive.
Yeah.
But I would like to see it. I wouldn't want to live there.
And I think it's very crowded too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think we should go ahead and wrap this up. We've been at it over an hour. Almost an hour.
If you count the other one.
If you could subtract our technical difficulties. I'm glad we came back. I was like, I don't want to do it. Amelia said, let's do it anyway. Let's log back in. Maybe people will show up. So
yeah, and you did. So thank you guys so much. We thought for sure you guys would have gone on your day. I wouldn't have blamed you.
Yeah. So thank you guys all for showing up. We really appreciate it. And remember to check our YouTube community tab, our Facebook page, and or the weekly newsletter.
Yes.
I'll post a link to the newsletter again.
Yeah, good idea, since that was in the other.
It was in the other chat. But if you guys want to know what we think about,
I think you put it in the wrong box.
Oh, that's the chat box. I don't even know where that came from or how to get rid of it. Okay, so if you guys want to know what we think about a specific topic, check our community tab, our newsletter, or our Facebook page, because I will post stuff there shortly after a newsworthy event happens.
Yes.
But we don't do news videos anymore. We talked about that earlier in our first live stream that we record our videos weeks in advance now, and so our editor has time to edit, and we have our content planned out for our YouTube channel. So we don't do news videos anymore like we used to. It's not logistically feasible. So yeah, just check our newsletter. Is the best place, because if there's something, I'll write a long story about it in the newsletter.
Is there part of the newsletter? Oh, looks like it got cut off.
Well, that's weird. Maybe that's why it's not working. No, it's automatically changing it. Just go to ameliaandjp.com.
Yeah, it's not working.
For some reason, when I put in Amelia and JP, it changes it, because that's our channel handle. YouTube changes it for some reason.
It's always something.
It looks like that's not a very good design. That's a design flaw.
And to answer your question, Daniel, they will be random, our live streams. We don't have a specific, we try to stick to a specific video schedule, but in case you haven't noticed, that went out the window in August. So yeah, I think now we're just going to kind of go with the flow and try to keep you guys posted as best we can.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks, Andrew. Muchas gracias.
That's the first super chat from Andrew. Thanks.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. All right, guys, we are going to sign off, and I will configure both live streams. If you missed the first one, you guys can go watch it, where we talk more about the recent elections.
Yes.
So thank you guys for coming back after and bearing with us for our technical difficulties.
Yes. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Ciao.
Ciao.